What about my needs? The one who deserved better. I don't understand why everyone acts like I'm some kind of monster, like I'm the villain in the story. Seriously? I gave up everything for Ryan, yes. Ryan, my husband. The man I married when life still felt like it owed us both fireworks and late-night margaritas. The man I held when his father died. The man I encouraged when his stupid startup failed. The man I gave my best years to. The man who forgot birthdays and always had an excuse. The man who never once took me on the trip to Italy like he promised when we were engaged. And then he goes and gets cancer like it's my fault. Don't roll your eyes. You have no idea what it's like to be tied to someone who's literally dying, sucking all the oxygen and light out of a room whenever he walks in. The pity, the sob stories, the way strangers would look at me like I should be a saint. For staying, for caring, for wasting the prime of my life on a walking death sentence. You know what I gave up? My youth, my joy. I turned into a full-time nurse. I was researching medications and coordinating doctor's appointments instead of building a career or making memories. I lost touch with friends. I stopped going out, stopped laughing. Because God forbid I have a moment of happiness while Ryan was slowly evaporating in the bed we used to make love in. When Ryan got his diagnosis, pancreatic cancer, stage 4, he cried. I held his hand. I said all the right things. I'll be here every step. We'll fight this together. Blah, blah. But inside? Oh, I screamed, loud. Not because I didn't care, not because I wanted him to die, but because I saw the death sentence scrawled across my own future. My life was over too. I just wasn't the one with tumors. You want ugly honesty? Here it is. I didn't sign up to be a caretaker. I signed up to have a life. And watching my husband wither away into a shell who spent most days in bed, reeking of piss and medications, well, it wasn't exactly what I had in mind for forever. You think I didn't try? I did. For months. I read every book, joined support groups full of other hollow-eyed women who'd been turned into ghost wives. I gave sponge baths and coaxed him into eating yogurt and cleaned up when he couldn't make it to the bathroom. I smiled when he told me I looked tired. You know what tired looks like? Check the mirror of a woman who hasn't slept in peace since her 30s. So yes, I met someone. His name's Evan. He's clean. Alive. He doesn't talk about his pain levels or ask me to change his bandages. He takes me dancing. He makes me laugh. He looks at me like I'm wanted, not like I'm his nurse. When he touches me, I don't feel guilty. I feel human. And after so long being treated like an emotional hospice worker, that felt like resurrection. I don't care what you think. I needed that. I deserved it. You think love is about sacrifice? Try sacrificing until there's nothing left of you to give. Then tell me what love looks like. And before you ask, no, I didn't tell Ryan. Why would I? The man was already facing his mortality. Why ruin his final months with a little inconvenience called reality? Let him die believing he still had something to hold on to. But nothing stays clean forever. Ryan found out eventually. Saw my texts, I think, or overheard one of my late-night spin class calls. He didn't say much. Just stared at me like he finally saw what had been sitting in front of him for years. Like he realized I was a person, not a prop. Too little, too late. He looked at me like I'd slapped him. Like I was supposed to be some martyr draped in sorrow, never tempted, never human. Sorry. I stopped being his saint a long time ago. He didn't yell, though. That was the worst part. No fists through walls, no storming out. Just silence, like I was the cancer now. He left 2 days later, packed a small bag, what little he could carry, and moved into one of those hospice places. Alone. I told myself it was for the best, that maybe he'd get better care there. Truth? I think he wanted to die away from me, to spare himself the indignity of begging for attention from someone already checked out. People say he died peacefully. What the hell does that mean? The man died like a ghost, and I was the bad guy in everyone's bedtime story. Not the cancer, mind you. Me? I was the betrayal, the twist, the dramatic irony they all gossiped about over casseroles and coffee. His sister spat in my face at the funeral. Literally. Her husband held her back like I was some rabid thing. He loved you, she hissed. To the end? And you... Oh, please, spare me the dramatics. Where was she when he needed help wiping his own ass? No one ever asked me if I was okay. Did anyone stop to think about the burden, the weight of it all landing on my shoulders? Number because I'm a woman, because I should have smiled and swallowed it and died inside right alongside him. That's what a good wife does, right? She breaks, but quietly. She bleeds, but never stains the carpet. Well, I didn't. I survived. And frankly, I won. You can judge me all you want. Whisper behind your latte cups. But deep down, if you'd lived one day in my skin, with the smell of decay in your sheets, and a dying man asking you if he looked normal, maybe you'd understand. Maybe you'd have made the same choices. Maybe not. But don't pretend your morals are forged in fire until you've walked through mine. But no, go on. Light your candles. Cry for Saint Ryan. Make me the villain in your stories. It's easier that way. Just don't forget who was left with the bills, the debt, the guilt, who had to sit across from doctors nodding solemnly like they weren't already checking out of the conversation, who had to explain to friends and family why there were no more updates, just silence and hospice forms. Or don't. It's easier, I guess, to make me the monster, to believe that the problem was me, not the way life erodes everything beautiful until all you have left is a hollow shell and expectations you never agreed to. Fine, I'll wear the horns. But next time life hands you sacrifice, ask yourself, what about your needs? Turns out mine mattered more than his, and for once I acted like it. And no, I'm not sorry. I'm just finally, mercifully free.